If someone were to ask you to name some of the best two-way players in NBA history, who would you name? Some of the best examples include Hakeem Olajuwon, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Gary Payton, just to name a few. And while those are amazing answers, there is one man that doesn't get his flowers when it comes to how well he is in terms of a two-way phenom. Not only could he give you 15 to 25 points every single night, not only could he run your offense as a secondary ball handler outside of the main point guard, not only did he shoot efficiently from the field where he's asked to score, he will also guard the other team's best player, hold him below his percentages, and barely get 2 fouls in that game. If you're a Jordan fan, you already know where I'm about to go with this one. I'm talking about Broadway Joe Dumars. What's good, family? It's your favorite cousin, Commissioner CJ, and welcome to the Basketball Lore Archive, the channel that analyzes and appreciates the history of basketball. And today I have for you a player that doesn't get his fair share of credit when it's time to talk about greatness. However, enough of me stalling. Let's just get right into the video. Joe Dumars was a 6'3", 190-pound combo guard drafted with the 18th overall pick in the 1985 draft. He was drafted by the Detroit Pistons, in which he would play his entire career for over the span of 14 seasons. And over the course of that time, he would build him a resume that would define him as nothing less than a generational great, as he was a 6-time All-Star, a 3-time All-NBA member. In his rookie year, he was selected to the All-Rookie team, 5-time selections to the All-Defensive team, a 2-time NBA champ, and he wasn't just riding shotgun having fun on the bench, because he also has a Finals MVP as well under his belt. If that by itself doesn't show you how much of a monster this man was on the court, then don't worry, because I got the numbers right here to back it up. In 1,018 games, Joe Dumars would average 16.1 points, 2.2 rebounds, 4.5 assists, 2 turnovers, and a special stat that really defines how great he was: he only committed 1.8 personal fouls a game, shooting 46% from the field, 38% from behind the three-point line, and 84% from the charity stripe. It's even more crazy when you remember that he was a primary defender on a lot of the guards in the NBA back in the day. If there was anyone that played the guard position and they thought they was nice, best believe Joe Dumars had an answer for you. It didn't matter if you was Michael Jordan, Reggie Miller, or Clyde Drexler, best believe he coming at you and he got an answer for you. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go back to his rookie year so we can see where it all started for Mr. Dumars on his NBA journey. In his rookie year, Joe Dumars would play all 82 games, but he would only start half of them, which would lead me to believe that he was on the bench for the first half of the season and then worked his way into his permanent starting lineup spot. And within the 23 minutes he was allowed to play a night, he would give you 9.5 points, 1.5 rebounds, about 5 assists, 2 turnovers, with 2.5 personal fouls, shooting 48% from the field, 79% from the charity stripe. And that performance would be good enough to get him all rookie honors for that season. But it didn't just end in the regular season, because the Pistons also managed to make the playoffs that year as well. And it was in these playoffs that he showed that he would be a piece to a championship team, as he will give you 15 points, 3.3 rebounds, 6.3 assists, about 2 turnovers, and 4 personal fouls in 4 games of the playoffs. And not only did his scoring go up, so did his efficiency, as he jumped up from 48% field goal in the regular season to 61% in the playoffs, even though his free throw percentage took a dip from 79 to 66. However, in terms of how good he was during his rookie showcase, I feel like the Detroit Pistons said, oh yeah, we got a keeper. The 2 seasons following his rookie year would just spend time improving his efficiency as a scorer, improving his efficiency as a defensive player, and as someone who can be a secondary ball handler outside of Isaiah Thomas. It wouldn't be until his 4th season in the league where he would break out and become an all-star level player. Although he was snubbed that year from the All-Star game, he still put up All-Star level numbers, as he would put up 17 points, 5.5 assists, 2.5 rebounds, turning the ball over 2.5 times a night, but only fouling his opponent 1.5 times. That, coupled with the fact that he was a 50% field goal shooter and a 48% 3-point shooter while knocking down 85% of his freebies at the line. Oh, and I forget to mention that at the end of that season, he also managed to make all defensive first team. So if any of you guys know why he didn't make the all-star team that year, please leave it in a comment down below. Sorry, but I gotta call this quick timeout. Did you guys know that only about 6% of you guys are subscribed to the channel?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I'm talking about my stats. As you can clearly see, only about 6% of you guys are subscribed that watch my content. If you're not already, please make sure to subscribe, as it not only shows support for the content, it also lets me know that you enjoy watching it just as much as I enjoy making it. Same with all that out the way, back to your regularly scheduled program. That 88 to 89 season would mark the official start of his prime, which would last all the way until 1995. Over that time frame, he would play in 519 games, averaging 19.7 points, 2.5 rebounds, around 5 assists, 2.5 turnovers, while only giving you 1.8 personal fouls. And he wasn't just chucking up shots either, because he would shoot 46% from the field and 36% from behind that 3-point line, while also giving you 86% of those free ones. And now with all the regular season stuff out the way, now it gets time to what people really want to hear about. Anybody that's made it to the NBA can have good stretches of a season, even multiple seasons put together, but it takes real high quality players and legends to do it in the playoffs, when teams are scheming against you, when they want to take away everything that you want to do on the court and more. And let me tell you right now, when them lights got bright, he was shining like the sun, and I'm not talking Phoenix. Just by taking a look at all his postseason games and getting the average, he put up 15.5 points, 2.5 rebounds, 4.5 assists, 1.8 turnover with only 1.8 personal fouls. And you have to remember, he was guarding some of the best bucket getters in the league at the time. Guys who know all the tips and tricks to get to the foul line. It did not work on Mr. Dumars because he stayed disciplined. Now, with all that being said, you're probably left with one pondering question. What was Joe Dumars' best season? And while any season during his prime could really be the correct answer, there is one season where it was just a little bit more special than the others. That being the 1988 to 89 season, where he would break out into an all-star caliber player. As mentioned previously, he averaged 17 points, 2.5 rebounds, 5.5 assists, 2.5 turnovers, and 1.5 personal fouls that season. He would shoot 50% from the field, 48% from the 3-point line, and 85% from the charity stripe. And those contributions would help Detroit win 63 games that season, while also being a top 3 defense in the whole league. And when he entered the playoffs, it would be more of the same from the regular season, as he would average 17.5 points, 2.5 rebounds, 5.5 assists. He made his turnovers drop from 2.6 to 1.8 and was averaging around that same 1.5 personal fouls. However, his efficiency would take a dip as he dropped from 50% to 45% from the field. His 3-point shot completely left him, as he shot under 1% from that range, but his free throw went up 1% from 85 to 86. But all that changed once he reached the finals against that purple and gold. He saw that the championship was right in front of him, and he did not waste any time getting in the form. Joe Dumars would play like a man possessed by a basketball god, as he would put together his best stretch of games in terms of in a row. As in the 4 games that the Pistons played the Lakers in the finals, he would average 27.3 points, 1.8 rebounds, 6 assists, 1.8 turnovers, and only 1 personal foul a game. The Lakers did not have an answer for him. It didn't matter who was on them, Magic Johnson, James Worthy, Michael Cooper, because he got those 27 points a night off 57% field goal shooting, with shooting 86% from the charity stripe. And when looking at all 4 of those games, his best one to me has to be the Game 2 performance in Detroit, where he would go off for 33 points, 6 assists, 2 rebounds, shooting 10 of 16 from the field and 13 of 14 from the charity stripe. And what makes that even more tantalizing is because he was an elite level defender all at the same time. Remember, he was first team all defense that season, so you know that he locked down and locked in when it was time to get a stop. So the next time you hear anyone talking about amazing two-way players, make sure you mention Joe Dumars, because not only could he get it done in the regular season, he was also able to get it done at the highest stage, playing against the highest level of competition. Alright family, that's all I got for you today on this one. If you liked the video, please make sure to hit that like button, comment down below, and or subscribe if you haven't done all that great stuff already. It's been your favorite cousin, Commissioner CJ, and y'all boys stay safe out there, alright? Peace.
I draw it up and execute, I need a coaching job. I'm the type to help my man score, I'm finna throw the lob. These niggas ain't touching pape, they just broken lost. In the 300, it bends the earth like I train with Todd. Historic run, not for real, I'm on a global tear. Probably think I got the game rigged, I never played it fair.